Grigory Yavlinsky, thank you so very much for joining me. It is so lovely to see you in a somewhat different environment, but so lovely and grateful that you've joined me here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your invitation.
Now, you are one of the most experienced politicians in Russia. You are chairman of the Yabloko party, which is a democratic party in Russia. You have been very vocal your whole life in fighting for democracy and freedom in your country. We are at a crucial point now, particularly with the war with Ukraine. How do you reflect on the past week or so with the Trump administration intervention in this?
First of all, of course, I have to say that what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, it's a terrible tragedy. It's an unbelievable sea of blood. Many people are dying, and that's the key point for me. That means for me that whatever steps, who's doing that, the President of the United States or whoever else, every step to the direction of ceasefire and steps to make peace, to stop killing people, to stop destroying the future of Ukraine, for me is the most important thing.
Are you
What is just at the moment Trump is doing, it's about that.
are you worried that the rhetoric and a lot of the feedback so far, given what Trump has said and what Putin has said, is that Russia may be in a more powerful position right now than Ukraine in these negotiations? Does that worry you that Putin might have the upper hand?
From that kind of political view, I think that the vision of Trump of the world and the vision of Trump, his attitude to Europe, to Ukraine, and his vision of the future is completely different from the previous American president. And from that point of view, to some extent, you are right. He takes care about Russia and also about China. He don't care very much about Europe, and he don't care about Ukraine. So this is a kind of a game in which to make a balance would be not easy. But this is a stage number 2. First of all, it's necessary to stop killing people and to stop the possibility to be closer and closer to the nuclear war. Trump is doing that kind of steps to that direction to stop it. What would be the substance? What kind of decisions they are going to take? What is the future for Ukraine in that situation? This is a question number 2. And it very much depends on what Europe is going to do. What would be the position of Europe? Whether Europe would be able to find the common for Europe, for key countries of Europe, solution. Today, they have no that kind of view, almost at all. So today, the only who is doing real steps is Trump, and the answer to his steps is Putin. What would happen is a big question mark because it started just this hour. But this is a direction to the ceasefire, and this is the most important.
Trump has spoken often about the bloodshed in Ukraine and quite authentically, in my opinion, in terms of stopping the deaths. But I think you're right when I know you're right when you say that he's sick to death of America having to do the heavy lifting when it comes to Ukraine. And he wants the rest of Europe, the rest of NATO, to lift and step up. When it comes to your desires for Russia and for a free Russia. You have been a presidential candidate multiple times. Does this hurt your chances if Putin feels emboldened by what he considers the support of Trump? And if he can come out of this situation having led an illegal invasion on another sovereign nation, do the people of Russia say, oh, okay, this is okay then? And does he garner more support through that?
First of all, if to be very clear, from my point of view, it's necessary to say that it's absolutely unclear what Trump is going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. So it's very difficult just to say what kind of a strategy would happen. This is a big question mark. But what that means that American democracy is in trouble, in a big trouble. Such unpredictable government in such an influential country like United States, it's a big question mark. It's a big problem. Look what happens on the Munich conference, Munich Security Conference. What happens with European elite after the speech of American Vice President. So that means that its political system, not only in Europe, but partly in the world, Western world, is in a big crisis. And what's going on even in the United States, the balance between that part of United States which voted for Trump and the other part of United States which is just now have no idea what to do with this. Day by day, it'll be not so easy to move forward and to answer the questions which you're asking me today. That's why let us start with the most important things. Let us start with the first step to stop killing people and moving to the nuclear war. That's point number one. And then we'll see how Europe, Russia, United States would move to the new political era, which is, by the way, based on new technologies. On internet, this is a very influential situation, a very influential factor, which is have a very serious influence on that in elections, in politics, and so on.
I agree with you, Ari, the unpredictability of the Trump administration, but I would argue that it almost makes, well, it does make the world a safer place in that enemies are less likely to act when they're not aware of how a government as powerful as the United States will respond.
Yes, and you're right, and what you're saying, from my point of view, is right, because what's going on with America today, the administration of America is unpredictable, not only for you and me, but also for them. They don't know what they're going to do. I'm saying seriously, this is a very serious issue. They're ready to make business and big business, but world politics is something very different. If Trump is talking about what to do with Canada, he's saying that he wants to have one more state inside the United States. It'll be Canada. What about borders? If he's saying about Greenland, that he wants to take it inside the United States. When he's speaking about Panama Channel, and so on and so far. So he have a different view on the world order. And he is the most influential. He is the most influential. And when he's saying that he don't care about NATO, even about NATO, why? because 67% of the budget of NATO is United States. And the other guys are very small, 5, 6, 7%, nothing more. What Europe should say? Europe simply is not prepared for that. They have no idea. And in Ukraine, the war is going on.
Yeah.
So stop the war. I'm saying that 10 times. Stop the war, stop killing people, and then we would start talking about the future. It would not be easy, but don't kill people.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I mean, you are spot on. That's got to be priority number one. What do people in Russia think about Putin at the moment and about what is going on? Because we don't hear a lot from them, given the nature of the government there.
You see, Erin, we have no free press. We have no free press. We have a big limitation, serious limitations in internet. So it's not so easy really to know what's going on in their minds. Secondly, it's a politics of fear. People are afraid, seriously afraid. There is a lot of political prisoners in Russia, many hundreds, and people are afraid, really afraid. So it's difficult for you to ask them and to have an honest answer. But as far as I know my people, as far as I know Russian people, I think that a big majority of people would be happy every day, every minute to stop the war. To stop the war, stop killing people, and to look the way how to find peace. If tomorrow that will happen, absolute majority, I think 90% of the people, of course, would support that. Of course, there are nationalists and even fascists and different special people and criminals, but this is not the nation. This is a comparatively small part of the people. But Russia have no democracy. Russia have no society. There is a millions and millions very nice, very honest people, but no society. Our reforms failed. Reforms after the Soviet Union failed, and we did not create society, not create democracy, not create liberal environment. That's why when you're talking with the people, you're talking with this or other person, but you have no division of society. Certainly you can make polls, but people are afraid, and it's not clear whether it is an honest answer.
Final question, Grigory. Why are you not afraid? And it feels to me, I've spoken to you many times before, that you are banging your head against a brick wall. Why do you keep trying, and why are you not afraid? And is there any chance you will ever lead the country that you love?
I don't think that I still have that kind of chance. But this is my country. I'm responsible. That's it. But Russia is that kind of country that even for Europe is important to have a normal life in Russia, even for Australia, to some extent. Russia is too important. And this is my pain and my life and my love. That's why I'm doing that. Whether I'm not afraid, I'm thinking about everything what can happen every day. But still I'm moving. That's my obligation. That's my country. That's my responsibility. for your smile, I'll tell you, even in the face of your children, not only mine, because it's too important and because the future of the world is related to Russia in a comparatively big size.
I can not in a lot of
That's
ways.
everything. What can I say? That's everything. This is what can I say.
You don't have to say anything else. You are fighting for your country, for the people you love, and for your children, and for the
Yes,
rest of the world. Sir, you are.
yes, that's it. This is the best explanation in English I ever heard.
I know where you're coming from, sir. I'm trying to do that in my own small, tiny little way as well. So thank you for your
Thank you very much.
bravery and your courage and your fight for the people of Russia.
Thank you very much. You are always welcome.